everyone. This is Vernon, Assistant Professor of MBA Department of SNS College of Technology. Friends, in today's session we are going to discuss a concept under marginal costing. So, before entering into the session, we shall have a short recap on what we have seen in the previous session. So, in the previous session, like we were discussing on the concept of cost accounting, we have seen what is cost accounting all about. So, cost accounting is an accounting which helps in calculating the cost of a product or services. So, with the help of the cost accounting, the company can come to know what is the cost which has been incurred for manufacturing a product or services, and based on that the company can fix a profit margin for their product. So, this is what we have seen in the previous class. So, now we are going to discuss about a topic. So, before getting into the topic, can you guess what the topic it would be about? So, the clue for guessing the topic, the managers use to decide whether producing one unit is profitable or not. Yes. So, the topic is all about marginal costing. So, what is marginal costing? So, marginal costing is a technique which helps in analyzing the changes of the cost in the changes of the volume of the production. The total cost of the production is classified into fixed cost and variable cost. So, the variable cost is a cost which is directly charged on the products. So, marginal cost is otherwise called as a variable cost or direct cost or incremental cost. So, in marginal costing, it helps us or it guides us in order to decide the price for a product, and marginal costing helps us to decide whether the product can be extended in the market or it can be eliminated, or to go for any expansion in their products, or to decide about any new product development. So, all these aspects the marginal costing will be helpful for the company. So, we will see what are the characteristics of marginal costing. So, as I have already told, the total cost is classified into fixed cost and variable cost. Here the variable cost is a cost which related to the production, that is direct labor, direct material, all this is what called as a variable cost. So, variable cost it remains constant, where the cost per unit remains constant, but in case of a variable cost the total rupees it varies based on the changes of the production. So, fixed cost it remains constant in all the levels of production. So, though the company is producing nor they are not producing, the fixed cost remains constant. In case of a fixed cost, the total cost will be same, cost per unit will vary based on the changes in the production. The selling price per unit it remains constant at all the level of activity. So, here the volume of the production is the only factor which influences the cost. So, now we will see what are the advantages of marginal costing. So, when we talk about the advantages of the marginal costing, the first and foremost advantage of marginal costing is it is very simple and easy to understand. That means, if the company is going for an additional volume of output, obviously the cost will increase. Yes. So, that is all about the marginal costing. It helps the management to take a decision, as we were already discussing on it. It helps the management to decide about the pricing or accepting the orders, and also to decide whether to make or to buy the raw materials. And the marginal costing it also helps the company to fix the price for the product. The another advantage of marginal costing is it helps us to calculate the break even point. It helps the management to control the cost as well as, so it helps us to understand if the company is producing different products, it helps us to understand which products is been bringing them a most profit, and it also helps us to understand clearly the profitability of the various products. So, friends, in today's session we were discussing on the marginal costing, will get into the summarizing. So, marginal costing is a costing technique which helps us to identify the various costs involved in the production process. It helps us to know how the variable cost is increasing based on the additional volume of the output. The characteristics of marginal costing we have discussed. We have classified the cost into variable, fixed cost, and we have also seen about the advantages of marginal costing, where it is simple to calculate, and also it helps us to assess the pricing decision and also to determine to produce a product or to buy a product, or to know about the profitability of the various products. So, these are the aspects which we have been discussing in today's session. Hope like you would have been understood with today's session. Meet you all in the next session.